Hi all, and welcome back to the shed. Today I'm going to make a video regarding another eco-worthy product, and it is a battery tender solar panel setup for a small battery. This one's going to be placed in like an automatic dump trailer in the end. You won't see that in this video, but that's where it's going. But I thought I'd do a video of it first. It's just a nice $40 little set. And let's kind of get into it and go over the basics of it. I think it's a good little unit. It looks like it anyways, but we'll see, okay? Let's take a look, guys. Okay, so you can see it just kind of comes in a plain old box here. Fairly small as far as solar stuff goes, but it's a small unit. Let's go ahead and just pull it on out of the box. You can see it's got a nice little, I believe it's like a 25 watt panel. Ooh, we got all sorts of stuff dumping out here. I'll move everything to the side here. There we go. So you can see it's got a little 25 watt panel. It's got a bracket that hooks to it and some adapter brackets that go on the side. Variety of nuts and bolts. A nice little charger. This is a PWM, a pulse width modulator charger controller, which is fine for this application. We don't need much more, and it's small. I kind of like that. And that would go inside the battery box there. It's got some jumper cables to attach to it with little clips on it and some instructions. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and kind of see what we got to do to get this thing up and running. Honestly, it looks pretty straightforward. So looks like we're going to need those brackets are going to pop right on here. Where those go? Cooper, that's enough. So you can see, I think, like in one side of this little adapter bracket, it's actually a threaded insert that goes on there. It's been welded to it, looking like that's where these nice little pan head screws, yeah, they just screw right in like that. So essentially, let's take a look at the instructions. I know we all like to avoid that, but we may as well take a look and see what they're recommending. Oh, they got nothing for bracket installation, which is fine. I think it's pretty straightforward. So we flip this over, we can see where we got a undo this. Okay, so those go on something like that, it looks like. I see. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so looking a little bit closer, it looks like these screws here that are designed for this bracket just actually screw right into the frame here. They're slightly threaded. And so what we'll do is kind of get that started. Use our Phillips head screwdriver. There we go. Okay, so those go in like that. And it looks to me like the old bracket. This is interesting. Multi-purpose. They've got like some wing nut type bracket or screws here to attach the brackets with. Okay, so once the bracket's on, you can actually just set it up like that. You can actually mount it. It's got some holes in the bottom of the bracket there for mounting purposes. So you can actually mount it. You can angle it whatever direction you want. I imagine if you're crafty enough and you wanted to mount this to, say, a battery box or something like that for a trailer, you could actually shorten these brackets up and drill some new holes, and you would be in some pretty good shape. So you could actually cut it right here, drill some new holes, and you could mount the whole thing that way. And then this bracket here actually has holes in the bottom of it, so you could mount that to your battery box for your trailer. All in all, not bad. Oh, it's got, I see what's going on there. Well, that's kind of cool. It's actually got this little thing here, kind of slides around, so you can mount it that way also. You get 4 points of contact there. Well, now that's just kind of fun all the way around. I like it. So this is kind of cool. This might be a good little apparatus for some other uses also. Say for a solar light setup or something like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's move on to the next step, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the instructions. I did want to mention a little bit more about the panel, and it is a 25 watt panel, monocrystalline. It's 18 volts. With a 22.41 open voltage circuit, 1.4 amps with a 1.54 short circuit amperage, and the size is about 16.5 by 12.5 inches in diameter by about 3/4 of an inch thick. Not too shabby. Okay, so here's the panel just kind of temporarily mounted to some sawhorses of mine. And you can see underneath I've got 4 screws here, and these are self-tapping screws. You could use them in metal also. This is kind of mounted up there, sorry about the shadowing and whatnot. And then it's got a PV cable that runs all the way on over here, and Ecoworthy, they set it up so it's just kind of a plug and play type deal that goes right to the controller there. Now it's kind of tough to see on the controller, but you actually have, like, for this lead in here, it says for the solar panel. And then the next one over is for the batteries, and then the next one over is kind of a load out for a little light or something like that. Not really necessary for this application. And then it comes with a kind of a plug and play battery connector, which looks like about an M8 lug, and then it also comes with another plug and play just alligator clip or battery clip style connector, which is what we're going to use today. So at any rate, get a little close-up of the controller there. It's kind of nice that you can see like what's happening with the lights right on the controller here. So it'll tell you, if it's charging, it's solid green. If it's over voltage, it'll be blinking green. And then, of course, load on. That's for the load there, which we're not really going to use today. And this looks like a switch for the load here, on and off. And then this here is for a battery. Looks to me like it'll tell the level of the battery when it's fully charged. And you got a little USB out here for charging also, which is kind of fun. So let's go ahead and let's hook it up. So I've got a little battery down here. It's a LiFePO. It's a little Nurmac 12.8 volt, 10 amp hour. It's running at about 12.6 something volts right now. I tested a minute ago. It could definitely use a charge. So we'll go ahead and hook that up. Order of operations, we're going to hook up the battery first. Then we're going to take a look at the settings on that. And then we'll go ahead and click in the panels and see what's happening, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and get some things hooked up now. Battery is the middle here. This is one I'm concerned with right now. What I'll do is go ahead and hook this one up first, right here. And then we've got a positive and a negative. So I'm going to connect the negative first, right to the battery. I'm going to hook the positive next. Got a little sparky spark there. And we get a light that lit up right away. That is in fact the load on and load off button, so we'll turn the load off for now. So to battery type selection, which is written right on top, and the instructions, which is kind of nice because when you're out in the field and you're doing some battery tending, you may or may not have the instructions with you. Okay, so let's take a closer look here. at our on-off switch for our load. If we take it and hold it down for 5 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see where it starts flashing. One single flashing light is going to indicate a sealed lead acid battery. And of course I waited too long, so it switched back out. So if you wait 5 seconds without any activity, it'll go ahead and go back to whatever's going on at the time. So if you wait and there's no activity for 5 seconds, it will go ahead and switch out of that menu. Okay, so holding it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're flashing right now. One single light flashing is sealed lead acid. 2 lights flashing is gel or lithium iron phosphate, and then 3 flashing is for flooded. Okay. For this demonstration, we'll leave it here. Okay, yep, she's set up correctly. So then what we'll do now, we're going to go ahead and plug in our panels. We'll wait for these lights to stop flashing. It's got a 1 bar on the battery indicator, which is kind of correct actually. Now, whoops, right here, this is for the PV panels. We'll just go ahead and plug that in. We automatically got a PV load going here. We're charging. Oh yeah. Now, we can't really see. Now we can't really see how many volts we're pushing through, but let's just take a quick look here. Let's do a little test right here. Oh yeah, she's charging up already. It was at like 12.67, we're at 12.85. So she's throwing a little bit of volts at it for sure. Let's just go ahead and let's just let it run for a while and see if it charges up this battery, okay? Okay, so you can see that the LEDs on the battery indicator have climbed up to 3 bars now, or 3 LEDs, however you want to put it. Over here on the battery itself, we've actually increased in voltage. We'll put a couple probes on that. Remember I started out at like 12.6 or something of that nature, and now we're up to 13.3, and she'll go a little bit further before she's fully charged. But this is the little, like a $42, $44 eco-worthy battery tender. Seems to do a really good job in the full sun. So really, what to say? I don't think there's anything bad to say about this little system. It seems to function properly. Got a couple different battery settings for your lead acid and sealed AGM. Of course, AGM and LiFePO on this are the same. I think it works great. So thanks for checking in, you guys, and I'll catch up to you later. And that's pretty freaking awesome.